This is like Evangelion shit right now.
They just don't fit. They just
Ugh.
don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Whoa. She's become the physical embodiment of convergence.
You're on a path. You're here.
Yep. Continue to the cabin silently.
You make your way up. We're not going to go through with it. Ignore.
Proceed onward.
The interior of the blade.
We're gonna take, actually, we've taken all the blades, so let's go just into the basement. That one.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
What the hell?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you. We're gonna try this. We're gonna go down the saving route.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
The hero is so smitten. This guy is so horn doggy.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Go ahead and examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I only have two options really, which is both options that we've seen. If not, maybe I can find something to break you free. Let's try this one.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Or locks, right?
To make your
Yeah. Return to the bottom of the staircase.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
The knife gets tossed down here.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
The princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp.
This whole sequence is so gnarly. Oh my god.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that.
Okay,
The stakes
yep.
are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom
Okay, let's see if we have a new outcome here.
And raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Princess slay the princess. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Yep. We can resist while we're at this stage. This is the variation of it, where instead of her trying to kill us,
as your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
she'll cut the throat. Yeah.
She plunges it into your
no.
chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh, she has to do it multiple times now.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain.
So the narrator's punishing us right now for us not doing the avenue he wanted us to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Use life, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
So I wonder if we get a more passionate version of her this time around. This is the damsel. Okay, I think that we might have
In the woods,
like the good version of her.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Or so you say. Okay. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Okay, so we're just going to proceed to the cabin. We're going to go straight to her.
Warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
I'm smitten.
Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He is trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
So, did she fall in love with him in this timeline?
Talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do. but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Expressed?
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
That's funny.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Seed. Mr. Smitten.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Each of the cabins?
Blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So each of the cabins are manifestations of her heart and her intent. Basically, they change, and the world around her changes based on what kind of person she is. She has physical, like her physical presence changes the reality that she's a part of. So since we went down the path of righteousness and heroism and smittenness, the path of love, the place is more royal and regal and more clean. As opposed to when we went down with contradictions, everything was all jumbled up and messed up. This makes a lot more sense now, the themes that they're going for. Don't need to say anything about the wall, mirror on the wall. We already know that. Let's see what Smitten says about that.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here.
Yeah, I'm curious if she ever sees the mirror.
In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Okay. We know it's not there. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. Don't you care if we're being lied to? If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Oh, wow. Alright. We're gonna enter without the knife. I want to go in without hostility. We're gonna go down the path of love.
Open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Constants and variables again.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It sounds slightly different.
It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Manipulation?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
This time it's just one chain.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Foul indeed.
She can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
I can hear your spirit, that's without a doubt.
Loud, all right.
Yeah.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Wow.
Waiting for you to come back? You've been here before, haven't you?
This is different.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. He made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
I'm loving this. This is awesome.
So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Nope, we're gonna go completely against the narrator.
But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
So you killed me last time, and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again? What happened after I died? I have to ask you, did you end the world after you kill me back there? But see, here's the thing. She doesn't intentionally end the world. Her existence causes the end of the world for some real reason, for some abstract reason. We don't really know. Sorry about what happened last time. The narrator sent me to kill you, here to kill you, took over my body. It's extremely unfair. So let's go ahead and talk about the narrator and see what she thinks about this.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Yeah?
That's because she's perfect. You think that she has someone like him telling her what to do?
No, we know this.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
This is true.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
He's a reactive force. We are the proactive force. And because of that, the narrator is manipulating us to do these events and to follow down a certain path. So, I have to ask, what did you do? Did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Huh.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beauty.
Smitten's my favorite voice.
Listening to her, that's a confession.
Honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague. I hope you brought them a slow and painful ruin to them all. I have no feelings one way about it or the other. The world's ending. No, I don't want the world to end. Let's go ahead and go with this option. See how she responds to this.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. Not so sure.
You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
Damn, this guy is...
She made the best decision for her. Don't
He is whipped.
To assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
Oh my god!
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are?
What
We'll
in the
be able to
world?
slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
We have influence over the outcome.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Basically, we get to, if we choose to go one path or another. The narrator can influence it, but he can't always stop it. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
It was instant for her. All right, rescue the princess.
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, you'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon.
Why we disarmed ourselves.
On my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Spoken like a true romantic.
I would.
He would!
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you.
This time.
Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Whoa, bosoms, lady.
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved.
If I had taken the blade, this would have happened.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
Love.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do? We leave. Well, let's ask her what she wants to do.
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
Huh.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Do you want to end the world? I just want to leave here. We can figure the rest out later. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Start with this one. I want to leave. We can figure the rest out later.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it.
I will mope about it.
Only because you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
He gets grabbed.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
He's still fighting us.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
But we are going to.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
All right, do you think you can open it? I think we can open it together if we try. I think I've got this door. Open the door by yourself. Let's try it together. See what happens.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess.
Yeah,
place
so
your
if
hand
we
on the
will
door
it, we can override the narrator's story entirely.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, we've
told
completely
you our love
usurped the
was
narrator
inside
out of his role.
You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's
Oh,
too
no.
late.
Oh, you can do it. You're not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
Actually, not a terrible option.
That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
All we need is to be happy for each other. What if we stayed here for a bit and build a life together? Up with these interruptions. I've already made up my mind. We're leaving. Okay, so this is a tough choice. Build a happy life together. But I think that we've already decided to leave, so we're gonna go with the leaving option.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside. Our happy ending.
Your love will set you free.
We did it. What should we do now?
She gets collected here.
Where did everything go?
All
Where
right.
did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Huh?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
I love the smitten eye. All right, she gets collected. All right, that's our last one. I think we're at the end of the game. I think this is it. You don't get the chance to make the jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memories return.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
No, I'll be able to find her.
Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Okay. Of course you're scared. This is not the end. This is the end. This is the end for you, but not. Wait, this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. Going to be okay. Just trust me.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
Caprine. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
He just knows it. I wonder if all these different paths that you take formulate a different final character at the end. Gaze into it. You reach forward, they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you see what's in it. What's inside of it? You are nothing at all. Huh. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You're refocused your gaze. You see it, a figure, faint, veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection, a crow. What are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh, that's the narrator! Cracking, sliding down the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. Then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So we finally got our sight onto the narrator. The narrator is a crow. A raven or a crow. Oh my, the eyes peering in. And then another crack forms, and another crack, and yeah, shattered shards of broken glass. Yeah, we saw that. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Whoa. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
What is going on? This is wild. Others like you said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world.
Okay.
But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
So we're literally asleep. Like, consciously asleep. Our consciousness is spread throughout all these different constructs, and somebody created this. Somebody's responsible for this. Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all the hubris. Okay. Oh my god, there's so many questions, and it looks like I only have so many opportunities to even ask these questions. After everything you've done to us, do you think you deserve? Does anyone deserve to live? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when the pieces of you break off like that? Sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away and stop asking questions? Which probably is not the case. Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me, or are you something else? Let's ask him that.
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point, I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Okay. What is going on? So you do know about the looping, so many of the times I met you, you denied it was even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me?
Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant.
Huh.
For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me, I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
What is that? People out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they want know what you want me to do to them? What is the princess, and did you make her too? Looks like I only have 4 more questions to ask. If you made me, then what am I? I was supposed to be seeing all this, wasn't I? What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Okay. I have actually 3 or 4 more questions left. Looks like all the really big questions are right here at the bottom. How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? Of all the things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? How did you make her a princess? How did you die? I wasn't supposed to be seeing all this. What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we stay here together? Leave the people out there alone? People out there beyond the walls of construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
And what is my true identity? So let's talk about what is my true identity then.
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Long quiet? So are we the entity that's collecting that thing? Collecting all these versions of her? Here's about dying. I've died plenty of times. I'm pretty sure death is good, actually, important even. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Okay, so I've got 2 more questions left. Maybe even 1, depending on the circumstances. Whenever I try getting answers out of you before, you've been absolutely impenetrable. Why are you being so open? Oh, that's a good question to ask. Why couldn't you have told me this from the start? We already know that. I would have helped you destroy her. If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can I just will her into something small? Explore. Are you a god or were you a god? These are all new. I wasn't supposed to see all this. How did you die? Oh, there's so many questions! I don't know which ones to ask. Have you been told from the start? Whenever I tried to get answers out of you, every time... A god, I knew I was special. I don't want to be a god. I just want to be me. What would it have been like to live in a world without her? Let's ask that question. Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? Oh no. After everything you've done, okay. Let's ask him that.
Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear, no more howling chaos. Just life, forever. There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Running out of questions. Death of the author. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I can lie to him. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her. I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
Okay. As the final fragments of the glass shatter, you see yourself with a new-found clarity. The narrator is right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast, nascent god, and it's finally up to you to wake up. All this is for you, so we are an entity. Proceed to the cabin one last time. Bring the damsel to her, a gentle heart. When you arrived at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. What? Whoa.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
So I think what we are is two godly entities. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't know what that really means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me? Let's talk this through. I have so many questions I need answered before I can make a choice. If I can let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you're always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I took? If I walked them all, would it have led to such a moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. So many choices. I told you what was going to happen. When we reach this point, slay the princess. You can just slay the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place. I don't know how to leave or where to go. So many choices. Start with the exploration. There are so many stories that were left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
You know you have a say in all this. Well, hang on, don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling onto me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts.
Opposites.
If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
But they're literally opposites. They're the gods of opposite entities. So if she's like death and possibilities, I must be eventualities and life. Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Whoa.
Your love drives the stake into your body. And another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
Address this vessel's statement directly. Appeal to your shred of humanity. Speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this is about. What it's been about. Reject your authority. You've done nothing but lecture me since the moment I got here. Argue your independence. You can act as though the world can't exist without you, but I exist without you. So we're having a debate about our existences. It's effectively a battle. This is like a boss battle, effectively. Reject her perspective. I won't engage with violence. Okay, I don't... Address the vessel's statement direct. I'm a little worried. Let's explore. I was blinded by emotion. We both know that. I want that feeling back. The feeling never left me. Oh God. Try to appeal to your shared humanity.
Oh, is it no? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
Whoa.
There is no beginning to them, and there is no end. And there is no end. Only the flood of
There is only the flood of bodies.
You hold every possible
Every
sensation at
moment
once,
you
and
hold
then you
every
hold them all
possible
again.
sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. But in the end,
My God.
you reflected it back at me. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
I saw every version of us across every reality, and not every reality had you drawing breath. Even though I went on, the world doesn't need you. Address this vessel's statement directly. Continue to appeal your share with humanity. This has always been just the two of us. Two people forced to hurt each other again and again. We don't have to hurt each other anymore. Reject our authority. You've done nothing but lecture me. You act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you. It won't engage with violence. I get it. There's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you now. I just don't know how. So you can surrender. Why is it red? That's different. I saw every version of us across every reality, and not every reality had you drawing breath. Even then, I went on, the world doesn't need you. I'm guessing that's like a killing blow. To be everything at once is the same as nothing at all. Why would you want either of us want that? To contain everything is to contain every evil along every good. Can we not shed the confines of our old selves and create? I couldn't understand you then, but I think I understand you now. Let's try this option.
You saw with a single pair of eyes, but you needed dozens to comprehend.
And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them open.
To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. By believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. Bound for eternity, you saw the need for impermanence, and it was through that need that you carved our freedom. Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
Continue to appeal. This has always been just the two of us. The people forced us to hurt each other again and again. I'm gonna explore. Get over it. They'll see your end as a gift in time. That would be torture. Oh man. let's try appealing to humanity again.
You cling to your notion of pain and suffering. There is beauty and ugliness, and love and conflict.
I crush you. I bleed you. I grind you to paste. My scars are a memory of what you used to be to me. I want those feelings back. You run, but you do not run away. You take me somewhere new, somewhere we can dance like we used to. But I could not follow your steps. There was no better gift for me than the gift of defeat. You showed me how much more I could be. We made each other better. To have no challenges to fade into nothing. A life without obstacles is no life at all.
I remember the moment of my victory. As soon as you entered my domain, I destroyed you. I think that the red option is always an aggressive option. Lore. We both become better for what we've been through, haven't we? Not all obstacles are equal. Can meaning not exist in the same absence of cruelty and pain? I fought you to protect others, not to better myself. Man, I'm so lost in terms of what the best path it is. There can be love and conflict and beauty and ugliness between us without bringing the whole reality into the picture.
We are the whole of reality.
A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. A dog blind to its leash. But there is no light without the dark. When I proclaimed my godhood and offered you a place at my side, you gladly became the instrument of my new creation. Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that calls meaning into being.
See what options are available. Address this vessel statement directly. I missed you when that was you. Submitting to you was a mistake. I would have destroyed you if I knew what you were. You were consumed by your own ego. I don't think any of those options are the right one. You're not the whole reality. Why wouldn't you see me the way I still see you? Why don't you see me for what I am?
I must be the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind here, and I know it to be you.
We are each other's mirrors. And are we not divine?
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Lord, it's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you just get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? Okay, I'm ready to go, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? Can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. A bunch of slay the options. I have to fight for a better world. I'm sorry. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. There's a lot of slay options. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you dismiss mine. if you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. That's actually a great argument there. Might go with that one right there at the bottom. Explore. Easy to believe in things when you're not the one, when you're the one sitting above it. What do you think will happen? What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Easy to believe in things, things you believe in when you're the one sitting above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
Let's start with the very bottom option. You've done everything you can to understand my perspective. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you dismiss mine. You think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Whoa. Or which hero are you?
I'm all of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
I have no idea how good it is to hear you. I can do this alone. Whereas everyone else, how are you supposed to help? I thought voices weren't allowed here. Thought you died whenever I looked inside the mirror. Okay, so we got a lot of options here. Let's start with this one.
It's good to be here. Seems like you've been doing alright on your own, but she's too many things at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get past all that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
You got a window.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Alright, let's do this. Whoa. Whoa.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
This is cool.
Do you need me to describe things?
Oh, we no longer need a narrator. We are narrating and observing ourselves. Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin? Is the narrator really gone? Take the blade, enter the basement. See if anyone else made it to the cabin.
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
The other voices. If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin for me for old time's sake? Let's do that. You know what? Let's do it.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
I actually agree with that sentiment. It's very possible. It would be nice to find a compromise to get her to subdue from this whole thing. It's clear that whatever we are in some kind of prison as two cosmic entities. And this new the princess is effectively a cosmic entity of death and change. We seem to be an entity of constance and life. So there's got to be a middle ground that can be made.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
In this case, I trust the hero's voice. Let's see what he says. Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
I don't know how to feel, or I don't know how to feel about him being gone. It's funny, after everything he put us through, kind of sad to see him go. Let's see how that
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Now that we got that, all that dialogue explored, I just realized something. If you look at the window on the left here, I'm gonna move my camera a little bit down. Those are the bodies of all those girls, of all the princesses right there. You can see them moving around a little bit. That's all of her bodies. They're all jumbled up into this, and somewhere deep in the recesses of her memories is this cabin where it all began. That's wild.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
Centers,
It sounded
you know,
just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
center is a compromise. She's saying, are you willing to accept whichever extremes, either destroying me or letting me free?
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand. It really brings me back. Have you given up on talking? Have you finally decided to kill me? You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Sit with her. I don't think I want to be a god. Are you the same as you were? Are you the same as you are out there? I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this. What are we going to do? I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know any other options. And then 2 slay options. See if we can find a way out of this.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
We go right back to the beginning.
Should we do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Setting it, do anything to help them. The people out there, if you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer? I don't want to forget you. We are going to find ourselves back here eventually, which that would make sense. We're talking about this right now. How do we know we haven't done this before? This isn't fair. I just want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again. Is there any other way? I take it all back. I don't want this. I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god? Okay, let's do this. I believe in us. Agree to our plan. Let's explore all these options. Would resetting it do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
See, it seems like we can go through all of our exploration options. Don't want to forget you.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care, but it seems important to you.
Going to find ourselves back here eventually.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
Talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
How do you know that things won't end worse? What if when I make my way back there, I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty, and I still like you.
Oh, I see what this is.
And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me, too.
I think, this is my interpretation of this. I think that the relationship between the character that we play as the, as this god, and her as this entity, is meant to be an allegory to the difficulties of having a relationship. What it means to have a failing relationship that's changing and ebbing and flowing with time. I think that this is an allegory of a sort of what it's like to be in a marriage and your partner is changing over time, or you are changing over time, and the world is changing over time, and all these things are happening, whether it be death, happiness, sadness, all these things. And I think that they culminate to this final moment, what feels like almost like a breakup, or maybe trying to make it work again. Whether you identify the problem or you find yourself back in the same problem all over again. It feels that way to me, at the very least. It's a lot of the vibe that I'm getting from this exact moment. There's something very, not only personal about this moment that we're getting, but it feels intimate to a certain degree. And that's kind of my current interpretation of what I'm seeing so far. We'd have to decide to do this every single time forever. Eventually something is going to be different. What if we change our minds?
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now.
This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again. Let's try this.
Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
Is there any other way?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
Take it all back. I don't want this. I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god?
I think it's too late for that. But maybe next time.
We're locked into two choices now. Either the compromise, which is we stay in the construct, reenacting the whole process again, where the two of them keep hurting each other, or we kill her. There's no agreeing to being a god, so we're down to a 50-50 choice. So between the two, it seems to me that agreeing to the plan, it's her idea. And it seems that nobody's happy about this. It's a compromise, but both parties will accept it at the very least. It seems to be the best option when you have two competing ideological ideas that can't coalesce. Compromises must be made, and this seems to be the best compromise that both parties can accept. Problem at hand is it could lead right back to the same situation where they are right back here again because they don't have no recollection of what happened before. They learn nothing.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
Oh, this is very intimate. Just do it. I'll see you soon. And I love you. I'm gonna go with the I love you option. I think it's very intimate and it seems very appropriate.
Oh, I love you too.
Thus we start again.
You're on a path in
Wow.
the woods, and at
Wow.
the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. So, we are literally back at the very beginning of the game. It literal reset, which means that if I want a different outcome, I'm going to need to replay this whole segment of this game all over again, get right back to the end, and we're gonna find ourselves in the same eventuality again. Either I kill her preemptively while she's still weak and invulnerable, and I can prevent this from happening, which will strand me in the construct, or I can allow her to piece back together again, and then eventually we'll find ourselves in the same position where we have a battle of debates, and I have to pick between the one of three awful choices: either destroy her, allow her to leave, or come back to the same spot and we start the loop all over again. So I think this is a good spot to end this stream. I think this is a great spot to end the stream. This will be a great time for me to get ourselves back to where we were at before. I wonder. History. Wow. So it all saved, right? Okay. History. We've started all over. And I'm wondering, I'm thinking what I'm going to do the next time I stream this, which will probably be the very last stream, is I will try to get to the end, so that way we get to the, you know, the end debate, right where the narrator confronts us, and then I'll pick between one of the two bad choices just to see what the endings look like. And I'm very curious to see what that will unravel. Now, one of the big things I'm curious about is whether or not there will be narrative shakeups because of the fact that I went down this route. I doubt it. Have you ever considered that? Maybe. Yeah, it seems like everything's the same again. Let's go ahead and test it real quick. I'm gonna leave and turn around. At the end of the path is a cabin. Wow, okay. Wow. Pretty cool game, I'm not gonna lie. Creatively interesting. But we are going to go back and check out all the different options of the game and see what happens. I wonder if I could have seen her down there and see what happens if it just plays through the loop. But I think maybe leaving just straight up ends the sequence. But we'll have more to check out later down the road. I wonder after this is over, the credits are over, if there will be like a way to like check out all the different endings. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. I do love this art style. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's a track order for a special playlist just for you. It's like if you like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. Now that you finished the full story for the first time, you have unlocked the gallery. You can access in the main game and in-game menus under the Memories tab. It's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting. So there are many different story arcs that we can go down. I'm mostly more curious of the actual end of the game and seeing the 3 different decisions. This is pretty cool that they did this. I really like that. The shifting mound movement, Oblivion. Okay. Make your playlist. Follow us somewhere else. Join the subreddit. Return back to the main menu. Play our other games. Okay. So luckily, I don't have to like start the whole game all over again. Reset gallery. Memories. Oh, that's cool with the hands and stuff like that. So these are the other vessels that I didn't see. They're still, I've only got like half of the game finished. Slayer without a moment's hesitation. Is she armed or isn't she? Fall into Pharaoh captivity. So these are all different cutscenes that are still available to us. The hero and the princess, space between, the end of everything. Beginning and ending. We can still check out the other endings. Actually, you know what? Do we have time? Okay. Wow, there's so many different outcomes. This is interesting. Leave with her, the end of everything. So there's like different variations of the same ending. So we chose finish the game, Go to where it all started. Go back to where it all started and meet her face to face. The end is never the end. So I wonder. These are just the gallery segment. But in order to actually get the ending, I can't. I'm guessing that I need to actually like. How the art style is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder. But yeah, I would have to play through again in order to get the actual ending. All the art in this game is hand-drawn. It looks like it. It's beautifully hand-drawn. Like, I can't get over some of these, like, very ethereal looks for a lot of these designs is really impressive. This is like one of the coolest damn designs I've ever seen. It looks like something you would see from like a Dark Souls boss. It's really cool, and it's really, really impressive. Oh, that is such a gnarly design. I love that. So cool. This is also really impressive because it reminded me a lot of BioShock. When you come to the realization that all the stars that you see out there are all the lights from these cabins. That's really cool. Yeah. So here's the thing, I don't want to stumble onto extra new content, extra new stuff, all these new cutscenes without capturing it. So I might just play through the game again and try to get through these things and then try to get to one of the endings. I feel like I got the ending that I wanted, which is the compromise ending, because it did feel like the very concept of coming back to the beginning felt very appropriate. It felt like an ending that was really well. It was very somber ending, but it felt like a well-deserved ending.